Hi, my name's Andre Eng, president of House of Knives Canada. We're at Ambiente 2016 here in Frankfurt, Germany, and I'm with our longtime partner and good friend Harald Wusthof. And it's always amazing, I find, every year that I come here, how many little subtle changes there are, all in an effort to improve the quality of the product and refine it. How do you find those challenges? How to make the product better?
We're talking about the oldest tool of mankind. I mean, the difference between a flintstone and a knife is pretty much the material, but not the purpose.
Yeah.
So we are not the first generation, although we are 7 generations in business. We are not the first generation or 7 generations who are thinking about improving the oldest tool of mankind, a knife. So it's material. It's a little bit of like trends. If you have a stainless steel handle or a wooden handle or a plastic handle, but it's these details. If we are talking, for example, one of our biggest features, the P-Tech angle, where we talk about 28 degrees. We're not talking about 30 degrees or 26, we're talking about 28 degrees. And if you take a ruler and draw the angle of 2 degrees difference, for me, it's still one line. So it's details which are improved, but at the end of the day, they make a big difference in your cooking and cutting experience.
Yeah. If you only had the chance to experience and see what goes into making a quality piece of cutlery at Wusthof, everyone would say cutlery is too inexpensive because I'm amazed that, number one, that you guys have lasted 7 generations. Mm-hmm. I think I've heard the stat that 75% of businesses don't make it past the 2nd generation, never mind 7 generations, and just to see that relentless pursuit for that excellence is astounding.
Our goal is not to sell cutlery. We would like to sell happiness in the kitchen. So, and that's a huge motivator. And again, if you think about a knife, we consider ourselves part of the food chain. From the farm or the ranch to your table, sooner or later there is a knife involved.
Yeah. I always tell people, when you consider all the different tools that you have in your kitchen, people think of the knife almost as one of the last things, but considering you use it 365 days of the year, 2-3 times a day, it's incredible how often you actually use it, but how little people think about it.
I usually compare a knife with a toothbrush. A toothbrush is more expensive than a knife if you really break it down per use. Yeah. You're replacing your toothbrush, which is, let's say, $4 or $5, and you keep it for a month or 2. Yeah. So you've got, let's say, 100 uses, and then you throw it away. You buy a knife even for $150, but for 20 years, so divide that by 20 by 365 by 2 or 3 by uses. This is nothing compared to a toothbrush.
Yeah. I mean, I talk to a lot of people and they ask me, and I say, do you use a good piece of quality cutlery in your kitchen? And people say, no, I don't cook. And I say, well, maybe you don't cook because you don't have the right tools, because, you know, part of anything, any artist, whether it be a painter or a carpenter, if you don't have the right tools for the right job, then, you know, the experience is totally gone.
The better, the sharper the knife is, the sooner you can get to the actual point, to the meal, to eat and enjoy that. Yeah. And that's also something where I sometimes struggle, particularly nowadays, where people really focus on organic food, high quality food, and then take a crappy tool, bad tool, and destroy a wonderful fillet with a saw.
Yeah, I'll be in friends' kitchens quite often. I see them cooking with something, and you know they'll be chopping up an onion with a 3-inch paring knife, and I have to say to them, I was like, "Really? You're using a 3-inch knife trying to cut, you know, a 4-inch diameter piece of vegetable or fruit?" Mm-hmm. And I always tell people, I said, you know, would you drink wine out of a styrofoam cup? Right?
Same thing, yeah.
And I mean, some of us do in the weak moment, right?
On airplanes we have to. But a consumer once said to me when we did an event, he said, actually, I'm too poor to buy cheap. I mean, when you buy cheap products, you replace them. Yeah. But at the end of a certain period, it's more expensive. So that's really something people should, I think, more consider than just going for the bargains.
For sure. Less ends up in the landfill. You get a higher degree of satisfaction with it. Everyone wins out of it, right?
Exactly. Right? Since we're all human beings and we all like to eat, that's what really unites us. And for 202 years, we are a family business. Yeah. We think at least in the lifespan our product lasts. Yeah. And it's not a fast-moving consumer good. I mean, fast-moving for us is if you replace your knives at home like every 3 or 5 years. That's for us very fast.
Yeah.
If you're
Slow and
happy,
steady.
we're happy, and it's
Yeah.
just organic growth as organic food. That's kind of the bridge there.
Well, thanks, Harald, for all that insight. So again, this is Andre from House of Knives signing off from Ambiente 2016.